right. What's our next question?
Oh, this is a good one. Is getting drunk a sin, and why?
Is getting drunk a sin? Yes, getting drunk is a sin. It's a sin because God made you in his image. And by being in his image, it doesn't mean you have 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth, ears. In his image means you have an intellect and a will. You can think of things and you can make decisions that are moral or immoral. That's what it means to be in God's image. You have a free will. When you do drugs or get drunk, what happens?
You lose your sense, your cognition.
You lose your cognition. What about your free will, your ability to make choices?
You lose control of what other people do to you and what you do to other people.
Yeah, you lose control.
Yeah.
Like people are like, I was drunk. I can't believe I did that. Or it doesn't count because I was drunk or whatever. Like everyone agrees getting drunk impedes your free will and it impedes your intellect.
And the same goes for hypnosis, right?
Same goes for hypnosis. Good call. Good call. Smart girls. So if you're willingly doing that, it's a sin. You're basically saying, here's my intellect and here's my free will that God gave me, and here's the knob, and I'm going to either mute it or turn it down. Mm-hmm. It's the greatest, other than salvation, it's the greatest gift that God gave you on a natural order, and you're shutting it off or muting it. That's a sin. So you can't do it.
Right.
Some verses for this. Proverbs 20, verse 1, wine is a mocker. Wine mocks you when you get drunk. Isaiah 5:11 says, woe to those addicted to alcohol. In the Old Testament, woe means like cursed or anathema. Isaiah 5:22, woe to those who are heroes of drinking wine. So like you think about like taking shots, who can take the most shots, who can drink the most wine. If you're good at that, you're a hero at that. Whoa. Ephesians 5:18 says, do not get drunk. That's New Testament. Do not get drunk. And then in Romans, Galatians, and 1 Peter, it says drunkenness is condemned as sinful. It's listed in the list of mortal sins. So a lot of people are like, being a sodomite, you're going to hell, burning hell, and then they get drunk. You're going to go to hell with the sodomites. Or those girls are a bunch of whores. They're going to go to hell. Sodomites are going to hell. Idolaters are going to hell. And then they get drunk. You're going to hell. Drunkenness is in the same list as all those sexual sins. So,
is it related to gluttony in any way, or is it different?
It's a subset of gluttony. But it's a serious mortal sin. And I think we have this idea in Catholicism. Maybe it's our Irish tradition. Y'all are both wearing your Irish green today. We Catholics get wasted. It's awesome. It's fun. No, it's a mortal sin. You can't get wasted. No bueno. It's bad.
St. Patrick's Day kind of.
Getting wasted on St. Patrick's Day is degenerate and cringe, and you shouldn't do it. Get drunk on a Saint's Day? Do you really think St. Patrick, the Bishop of Ireland, is like, yeah, go get wasted and act like a monkey on my feast day? No. No way. All right, I'm going to look at some comments and questions here. Do y'all see anything that stands out? Is purposefully getting buzzed a venial sin? What do you girls think?
Well, do the different levels of drunkenness fall into different categories of sin, like venial or mortal, or is it just mortal?
Well, it's kind of like if I steal 50 cents from you or I steal 50 million.
Right.
50 million is a mortal sin. 50 cents is a venial sin. So let's talk about getting buzzed. What do y'all think? So what we got to do,
just because it's different for everybody, and sometimes it's like,
also it's drunkenness.
It's hard to gauge that unless you're an experienced drinker.
Yeah. So we have to define what buzzed is. See, if you want to be a good Thomist, a disciple of Thomas Aquinas, You never really answer any question ever before you say, let us make at least two distinctions. You always got to lead in with that. All right, so let's make some distinctions here. There's drunk. That is where your intellect and will are impeded. Certainly, if you cannot operate a vehicle, you are drunk, right?
Yeah.
If you can't walk, you are drunk. What else would be there?
If you're sick.
If you're sick, well, maybe not. I mean, some people might just have a beer and it upsets their tummy and they throw up, but they're not drunk.
Right. Blackout.
Blackout drunk. Yeah, I mean, you're drunk. Okay, everybody knows a drunk.
Yeah.
All right. What's below that is what I call Mary of heart. And by Mary, I'm saying Merry, like Merry Christmas, not the Virgin Mary. And the Bible commends that. You can be merry of heart. It's Easter Sunday. You have some wine with your dinner. The wine kind of relaxes you. You're having a good time. You know, like Jesus turned water into wine at the wedding at Cana. You're having some champagne at a wedding. Like, these sort of things do increase your enjoyment. Right?
Yeah.
You're on a pilgrimage. We're going to Chartres in a little bit. It's going to be fun. You're on a pilgrimage. You finally get there and you have a beer or whatever. And you're like, we made it. Praise God. And it's a celebration. Right? So that's fine. I think what we have to find out here is what is getting buzzed, because I know there's people who getting sloshed is getting buzzed for them, right? Like, I'm just buzzed, and they're sloshed.
Right.
Whereas other people would maybe qualify merry of heart, having a couple drinks. They might call that buzzed.
Right.
But
So
if you're
symptoms vary.
exactly. So I think we need to make that distinction.
Okay, don't extrapolate from this question, but is like, because then you could use an argument like that, like marijuana isn't just not a drug because it relaxes you. Would you say marijuana is a sin?
Well, I've never done marijuana. I've done alcohol. You do alcohol. I've done alcohol. So I've never done marijuana, but I've talked to a lot of people who have, and I've studied it. And my understanding is, and then I also had a very dear friend die of cancer, could not eat food, and had to take THC daily.
Well, not medicinal, but like
No, but he got high.
leisurely.
No, I mean, like, he got high. So I asked him, he's a traditional Latin Mass Catholic who's taking THC daily prescribed. And I was just, so he's not a druggie. Right. He's not like going to Grateful Dead shows. But he is getting high. So I asked him, because he's a devout man, what's it like? You know, is it like alcohol, whatever it is, you know? And from what I can tell, it's all kind of see, before, when it was just smoking joints, people were getting high. But now that there's like edibles in the micro dosing where they can take just a little bit, maybe to hold their food down, the narcotic or getting high effect actually can be quite low on the THC. So I don't really know. I need to do more studies, but getting high on marijuana is a sin. That's been a teaching.
I mean, it does distort your judgment.
Yeah, I mean, if it's impeding your intellect and your will, it's getting high. You're falling into that intoxication. So there you go.